Yes, I'm the brother of Congresswoman Geraldine Roman, and presently I'm a board member here. If you may have seen me in the past, it's because I find you in social media, sa TikTok and Facebook, where I give legal advice. Una, I want to welcome the different school administrators. Of course, we have our host, Dr. Fonda, here. And si Ma'am Carol, is she here? Not sure. But anyway, alam nyo, student journalism is really, really close to our family. Congresswoman Geraldine has a master's degree in journalism from Spain. In fact, for years, she worked for a Spanish news agency. So she was a writer. Ako naman po, I truly believe in the benefits. I appreciate the benefits of student journalism because, as I told Dr. Fonda, it is a lifesaver for me. Why? Makita natin, yung unang picture, the first picture, you see here, I was with a guide in Ateneo, where I was a news editor. And also, I was a law editor of these journals. And there was one more page where batang-bata ko, I was with my father, Tony Roman. In this picture, that's my father. He served in Congress for 3 years. He's also said that my mother served in Congress also for 3 years. Here, I got an award for Outstanding Journalist of the Year in high school. And alam nyo, why is it a lifesaver? It was a lifesaver because when I realized that I had to shape up as a student. What was the wake-up call? Here's the wake-up call. Napakasakit ng wake-up call ko. Pero nyo, because I was a slow student in elementary, nahiwalay ako kay Congresswoman Geraldine and my brother Kuya Mark in high school. I did not get into the dream high school that I wanted to enroll in because I was a weak student. That sort of the bulb went on, and then I realized I have to read. And then the most accessible source of information and most accessible reading material at home, because si Daddy was a politician, were newspapers. Nung araw, lahat ng politiko, they had all kinds of newspapers. Print, Manila Bulletin, Daily Inquirer, Philippine Star. I had all those newspapers. And because I was my father's son, he was a lawyer. Eventually, I became a lawyer. We have the same name. I'm Tony Roman III. He's Tony Roman. Sabi ko, why don't I imitate my father? And every day, I remember my father in the garden, nakapuruntong, nakabikwatro, may kape sa gilid, at nagbabasa ng newspaper. It's a real lifesaver. So there I was, in a different high school. Not too bad. No? Not too bad. May mga naging kaklase tayo who are really successful in that high school. But still, hiwalay sa kapatid. No? I read the newspapers like there's no tomorrow. Parang walang bukas. Every day. Read the newspaper. Even if it wasn't even I just read for the sake of reading. Kasi it wasn't even interest-based reading. I just read. Tapos, I got my ledger or notebook. I had 3 columns. Noun, adjectives, and verbs. I wrote down every word that I didn't understand. And every word, I looked up the definition. There's a Webster's dictionary. Wrote down the definition. Lo and behold, pag nakita si Kong Geraldine, did your brother memorize one pocket-sized dictionary? She will attest. I did. Because of that. And so, nangyari dyan, you write what you read. Your writing is influenced by what you read, right? Naging student journalist ako. And I applied for editor-in-chief in high school, editor-in-chief, and I made it. No? But still, ano nangyayari? You have new words. Gusto mo gamitin lahat. Lahat yung article ko, hindi maintindihan. So, ako naman, the little Tony, approaching the big Tony, Daddy, look at this, parang in my head, I've gone a long way. From a student who was last to leave the classroom in elementary, look, I have my article. You know what he did? Kinakay niya. He raised it, overhauled completely, leaving maybe 5% of what I wrote intact. But, hindi siya nagalit. Hindi siya nagalit. And because of that, nainganyo ako ipakita sa kanya yung mga articles. And slowly, but surely, pakonti na pakonti yung mga revisions until such time that I became a viable writer in high school. And then, thank you po. And then, in Ateneo, naging news editor. So that was, when I say, student journalism saved my life, I mean every letter of that. It really did. And got there, then it became a habit. So, from college, I went to law school. This was in law school, the youth magazine of the Ateneo Law School, where I was associate editor. It's a lifesaver. And then I went to, when nag-aral ako sa America, again, I became a law editor. So what happened was, my weakness, I converted to a strength because of student journalism. And that's why, nung sabi ko, I had an event before this, I thought, I have to be here. Because this means so much to me. It really does. And it gains special relevance nowadays. You know why? Because there's a lot of false information peddled in the social media. And alam nyo, ang student journalist, ang journalist is a truth seeker. Diba? And a content creator, which I do, in TikTok and Facebook, is a truth seeker, has to be a truth seeker as well. Because you're dealing with information. And a public official, a lawyer, is a truth seeker also. And so is a public official, is also a truth seeker. What are the truths that we are looking for? Because, well, actually, let me rephrase that. Why are we seeking the truth? We seek the truth because we seek to tell the truth. We're truth seekers and truth tellers. Right? There's a responsibility, there's a burden on journalists to seek the truth and tell the truth in a way that people understand. As my father would remind me, kailangan naintindihan ng 10-year-old. That was a standard. Something that I passed on to my kids. Who? My youngest daughter, she's 19 years old. When she was 10 years old, she was reading the New York Times every day. And she became a better writer, better thinker for that reason. But, okay, so content creation. Nasa Congress po ngayon, pinag-uusapan digital council. Why? Because there's a lot of false information. So, if you have influence, if you're an influencer / content creator, there's a responsibility that comes with it. So, you find the truth and you tell the truth. Same thing with lawyers. Lawyers are instruments of the truth. There is no justice that's not based on truth. If it is false, it's not justice. Diba? So, hinahanap ng lawyer ng katotohanan din. The public officials and public servants are supposed to do the same thing. Why? Because we seek the truth and try to understand and grasp the truth of poverty, of corruption, so we can come up with realistic solutions to problems. Again, it is truth-based. So there is a common thing. Kaya nga itong student journalism, yung mga kabataan, it sets them on the right path. It sets them on the right path because it develops the right instincts in student journalism. That's why I truly believe in this. In the same way that my sister, Congresswoman Geraldine, believes in responsible journalism. Apart from developing your skills as student journalists, maraming transferable skills yan in different careers, in law, in medicine, whatever it is, communication is key and central to our existence. So, naniniwala kami doon. And also, as I said in the beginning, it was a lifesaver for me. So, to all of you who are here, thank you for what you do for the students. And I hope you encourage them. You can impart to them somehow that perspective that student journalism is not just developing communication skills. Equally important, it's about truth-seeking and truth-telling. Yun po ang aking message sa inyo. Hopefully, it inspires you. Definitely, all of you have inspired me. Maraming salamat.